Okay, let me break down what just happened. So I wrote a harmless limerick story about the history of the Skinny Building in downtown Pittsburgh. It has a really interesting history, actually. It was bought by Andrew Mellon, of course, in 1907, and then he sold it to a Jewish fruit vendor who sold fruit on the first floor. He built a really skinny building off of this really nice concrete, I don't know, church, whatever it is, and then the fruit vendor, Lewis Hendel, decided that he wanted to annoy the white businessmen around the area who were very racist. So this Jewish man rented or sold or something. He gave the space to an African American restaurant owner who turned the space into a very lovely restaurant catering to specifically all the black individuals of the Pittsburgh community at the time. And it was somewhat of a place where these people could feel not necessarily safe, but like they went there for food and to feel like they were part of their community. And so I thought that this history was very fascinating, and obviously I'm white, so it could be kind of controversial. It could be seen as kind of controversial to write a story about it, but I mean, I wanted to highlight the history and make everybody aware that it's an important part of Pittsburgh. So that's what I did. I wrote a limerick story about I don't know. It was 6 pages of limericks, which is a lot, but it was sweet, and it was basically a children's book about a brother and a sister who go on a journey to visit the Skinny Building. The sister brings the brother to the Skinny Building without telling him because she wants him to find out for himself that this is a great part of their life and a big part of their history, and it can be a space where he can feel accepted and proud of himself and his history. Sorry, it's very bumpy. One moment. Okay, and so yeah, I wrote this story. I printed it out on 30 sheets of paper, clipped it together with a binder clip, and left it out on the bus stop bench that is across the street from the Skinny Building. And this is harmless. The story is very harmless. It was on just white sheets of paper, and I stood there for about a half hour this morning after I dropped it off, just behind the scenes, waiting for people to interact with it and see if they would read it, and they did. There were definitely a bunch of people walked by and looked at the front page and then kept going because obviously they probably had somewhere to go. But there were definitely at least 5 people in the half hour that I was there who stopped and looked through it and took their time at the bus stop, which is what I intended. And then so I got up and walked away. I didn't realize that there were cops in the building where I was standing in front of. And obviously, I mean, I guess I saw them, but me being my, trusting self, I thought that they would appreciate an art project. But then I walked away, and I decided just to be extra excited that I wanted to drive. I just decided to drive by out of my way when I was leaving the city. And then I fucking caught the white cop throwing away. He was looking at the story, which obviously meant he read it, knows what it's about, saw that it was harmless, and still threw it away. So I am equally pissed off that he did that, but also kind of excited that I caught it and exposed it and will be exposing it. The process of doing this project has definitely made me more conscious of this part of Pittsburgh, but also I think it definitely sparks a lot of conversation, important conversation that needs to be had. So I think that this could be an important part of my crit, which instead of being the actual art piece, the writing piece, I think my art piece is the controversy in itself that I've created, or that has been created because of this piece of writing. And yeah. See, yeah, okay.